So after the quick goal here, Bedford takes a timeout. They're going to chat through a few things, possibly discuss the adjustments that they've seen from Exeter. Just over 22 minutes to go here in the second half. Final home game of the season for the Bulldogs. They've had good success here throughout the season. Only one loss at home. Largely good weather throughout. And they look to continue their season into the playoffs as they will square off against the Sabres from Sauhegan on Monday, Memorial Day. They'll look to celebrate in style and progress into that playoff bracket as far as possible. Look to get a rematch against their foes from Nashua, the Bishop Girton Cardinals. Teams have broken their huddles. They get back out into their positions. Another nice adjustment to the girls' game is free movement on whistles here. A few years ago, the players would have to drop their sticks and regain their position from where they were on the field. Of course, this was after a goal, so there's free position and free movement after the goal. But on timeouts, they can move about the field. In fractions, they're able to move about the field. They're not supposed to, or do not have to stay standing in the same position anymore. That free movement is a big change for them. Back to the draw. Enders comes away with the ground ball. Looks upfield. Dodges two players. Matthews now picks up the loose ball. And Grogan settles things down in the offensive end. Schmidt from behind. Now Daldo sweeps right-handed. Has a cutting player in the middle who is Sydney Grogan, and she finishes for her third goal of the game. So great sweep there by Alex Daldo around behind the net, gets to her right hand. A quick little pass inside to Sydney Grogan, and they go up 10-2 as Grogan finishes high for her third goal of the game. Back to the draw circle. It will be Enners and Casey Moore. The Blue Hawks have 6 defensive players in their defensive zone here on the draw. Draw controlled this time by the Blue Hawks as Erin McElroy goes hard to the cage. She slows down as she's double teamed by 2 Bedford Bulldogs players. Illegal check there. McElroy keeps possession for the Blue Hawks. Split dodge there by Sydney Taylor. Quickly over to Erin McElroy, and she'll score. So McElroy has 3 now. The only 3 goals for Exeter coming from the junior midfielder. And they bring the score back to 10-3. We apologize to some of our viewers online as there's been a few glitches there, some pauses in the coverage. Hopefully we get that squared away. So draw controlled here by Exeter. As Casey Moore comes away with it. That ball's checked out now, loose ball. Regan O'Brien comes away with it. O'Brien settles back up top to her midfield teammates. Abby Williams is now checked into the game for the Bulldogs. Junior midfielder making her first appearance of the game. So 4-person stack, high right of the goalie as Enners looks for cutters. Matthews looks for more cutters. She resets back to Enners. Enners looks for cutters. And she'll drive lefty. Draws a crowd, but scores anyway. As her low right shot beats Patton. And Enners now has 4 on the day. So 11-3 Bedford. Just over 19 minutes to play here in the second half. We go back to the draw circle. Moore stands in against Enners. And O'Brien comes away with the loose ball. Draw controlled by Bedford. They get it back in their offensive end. Audrey Purnell to Enners. Now Grogan back to Purnell. Far side to Enners, down low. Isabel McStowe. McStowe drives righty. Looks for the inside roll. Rocker step gets back to the top side, and she finishes. Nifty little move there by McStowe on some solid footwork. Got her defender leaning the wrong way. Rolled back to her strong right hand and finished low. So 12-3 Bedford as McStowe gets her first of the game. Enners leads the way with 4 goals. She goes back to the draw circle. Grogan has 3. Regan O'Brien with 2. 1 each by Matthews, McStowe, and Schmidt. For the Blue Hawks, Erin McElroy, who just picked up that ground ball, has a hat trick and all 3 of the Blue Hawks' goals. And now Grogan gets called for a cross check. An illegal push. Roll back here by Moore. And get it behind with Sydney Taylor. Moore back to Taylor, won't go. And Grogan comes away with the ground ball. She gets pushed along the far sideline. Grogan up to O'Brien. And they're in transition. They have a 4-on-3 if they hustle. They do, but choose to pull it out and settle things down. A few substitutions for both teams on Bedford's defensive side of the field, Exeter's offensive side of the field. Caitlin Bells checks in, as does Emma Watson. That pair is accompanied by Natalie Rego. McStowe from behind now. Drives hard and gets double teamed. Gets it to Schmidt. Looked like an empty check there. So if two players are going for the ground ball in girls lacrosse, you cannot check a stick that does not have the ball in it. That's called an empty check. And that was the call there against Exeter. McStowe now drives righty, looks for cutters. Gets doubled again on another drive. Pulls it behind. Now she'll drive lefty. In the middle to O'Brien. O'Brien finishes for her third goal of the game. Crafty little play there as McStowe drove lefty and found the cutter right through the middle. O'Brien beat her defender, and again, good concentration to catch that ball right on the crease and finish high. Just over 15 to play. 13-3. Bedford leads the way over Exeter. Draw will be taken now by Moore for Exeter and Enners for Bedford. Enners has been taking the majority of the draws today, as Julian Bell, junior midfielder, is out of the lineup. Draw controlled by Exeter. McElroy comes into the offensive end. Raider near side to Taylor. She rolls away from pressure. Finds McElroy. McElroy drives hard lefty. Looks like we're going to have an illegal check. Cross-check push on McElroy, so she'll earn a free position, top right of Widener. Players get set. Whistle's blown. McElroy. Save Widener. Solid save there by the sophomore goaltender. Reached down to her right side as McElroy went low left. Widener got her stick right in the way and comes up with another save. Third solid save on the afternoon, at least for Widener. Keeps the score 13-3. Enters now into transition. She'll settle. Tegan Steele has now checked in for Bedford. Abby Williams now to Steele. Steele looks behind. McStowe now drives righty. And enters back up top. The Blue Hawks defense, as we talked about, has extended out now. They're no longer content to sit with their heels on the fan. They're going to try to contest a few of these passes and press the action a little bit here. Purnell, far side to Matthews. Matthews looks for cutters. Up top to Enners. That angle of the sun is becoming more and more challenging for A.J. Patton back there in goal for the Blue Hawks as she looks to her top right. The sun, as you can see the shadows, is going to make it challenging from the top right for shots coming in. Matthews drives. Kicks to Enners. Enners looks to go. Gets back to her left. Shot score. Defensive help was a little slow coming. And Enners has her 5th goal of the game, this time on a face dodge back to her left hand, offhand, and she's able to finish near side on Patton. 14-3. Bulldogs have an 11-goal lead with 11 minutes left. Back to the draw circle. Looks like we have a violation before we even take the draw. Appreciate all the fans listening in. Up and down the East Coast. All over the continent. Quick shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Ryan in Syracuse celebrating their 80th wedding anniversary tomorrow. Congratulations to you. That is longevity right there. Outstanding. Must have gotten married when they were 2. Inside 10 minutes here. 14-3 Bedford. Get out of a jam there. Widener comes up with another save, this time high on Casey Moore. She's held her ground very well today. Several key stops to keep the Blue Hawks offense at bay. Back into transition, but kudos again to Abby Widener for several key saves throughout this game. Sydney Grogan now far side to Matthews. I mean, back to Mr. and Mrs. Ryan. I mean, that's got to be a record or something. 80 years. Good for them. Little touch and go there for the Bedford offense as the pass was high. Matthews comes away with it. They settle back down. Grogan looks side to side. Back up top now to Abby Williams. Now Tegan Steele. Back cut there by Grogan opens up some space. Matthews finds Grogan in the middle now. Rolls away from pressure, decides not to shoot, pulls it back out. Eight minutes to go now. And now Bedford takes a timeout. .740 left here in the second half. Bedford holds a 14-3 lead. They'll chat through a few offensive sets. Likely chatting with some of the younger players that don't necessarily see the field quite as often. I saw Abby Williams out there and Tegan Steele. A few players on the defensive side that aren't getting as much run throughout the regular season. Libby Norris, Vivian Robinson have all checked in. It's good to see the Bulldogs getting playing time up and down the roster.
The Bedford Bulldogs Athletic Booster Club would also like to thank our generous sponsors, including Spectrum Marketing, BVI, Blair Boschman Realty Partners, Liberty Hill Construction, New Hampshire Athletic Fundraising, Coldwell Banker, Pizza Bella, Rebecca Spires Real Estate, Friends of Girls Basketball, Gear Up Bedford. For more information, please check out www.bbabc.net for more information.
May have been hearing the announcer in the background there as we were thanking the Bedford Bulldogs Athletic Booster Club. Do the same thing on this broadcast. Generous sponsors from throughout the community: Spectrum Marketing, the BVI, Lair Beischeman Realty Partners, Liberty Hill Construction, New Hampshire Athletic Fundraising, Coldwell Banker, Pizza Bella, Rebecca Spires Real Estate, Friends of Girls Basketball, and Gear Up Bedford. Appreciate all their generous donations to the Bedford Bulldogs Athletic Booster Club. If you're interested in finding out more information, please check online at bbabc.net. Again, thank you to those generous sponsors. Teams have broken their huddles. Olivia Matthews will start with the ball, top left of the goalkeeper in the offensive zone. AJ Patton gets back into her crease as they sort things out here. O'Brien now. Behind to Steele. I mean, 80 years, that's fantastic. Good for them. O'Brien into the middle to Grogan. Save by Patton. Excellent save on the doorstep. A lot of these shots have been coming one-on-one with no defender in the way, and this time Patton comes away with it. Excellent job by the senior goalie. Clearing attempt, though, comes back to the Bulldogs. Grogan came in one-on-one, chose not to shoot. Again in the middle on the feed from O'Brien. Chooses not to shoot. She's already got 3 goals on the game. She doesn't want to, well, maybe she does, as she scores here. O'Brien to Grogan. And that's Grogan's 4th on the day. Working on some set plays, some picks, some rolls, off-ball cutting. Trying to brush up their game before they head into the playoffs. And the lead is now 16-3 on Grogan's 4th of the day. Some substitutions through the midfield box. Looks like Kylie Raymond will come in, be on the draw circle with McElroy as Casey Moore takes the draw against Enners. McElroy will come away with the loose ball. Rolls upfield to Kylie Raymond. McElroy. Brings it into the offensive zone. Now Rader. Raymond scoop pass over to Moore. Back to Raymond. Raymond's going to get a shooting space call. And she will head to the 8-meter for a free position shot, top left of Widener. Natalie Rago stepped in and had that shooting space foul called on her. Shot, save. Widener again comes away with it and the ground ball out in front of her crease. Runs away from pressure. Makes a cut or two and gets it up quickly. Outstanding job by Widener. And now Tegan Steele runs in. In transition, she'll settle things down. Looks to her left for Abby Williams. Just under 4 minutes to go. And Widener comes up with another strong save. Great job back there today, Abby. On far side. Ball gets challenged there by Erin McElroy. But Abby Williams comes away with that. Enters now. Comes to her left. Cut through the middle. O'Brien, she stings the top right-hand corner for her 5th goal of the game. Tough placement there as O'Brien caught that ball and popped it into the top right corner. That's the goalie's off stick side, which is tough to catch up to. And that excellent placement gives Regan O'Brien her 4th of the game.
Better go by number 2, Regan O'Brien. Assist to number 26, Eliana Enners.
Back to the draw circle, just over 2 minutes to play here. 17-3, the Bulldogs lead. Enters again against Moore. Grogan comes away with it. Finds Enters. Enters pass across the field, finds O'Brien. 1.5 minutes to play. Bulldogs settle it here. Again, just over 1 minute to play. Likely content to drain the clock at this point in time with a 14-goal lead. I'll work the ball around the top side.
The latest one was the one from Dix that was deleted. Yeah, I don't see it. Nope.
Grogan now to Purnell. She gets checked.
Yeah. Nothing in your drafts.
Looked like the Exeter offensive player was stepping on the line, so her check was considered a foul. Bedford gets the ball back. Just over 20 seconds to play here. And the Bulldogs look to kill off the rest of the clock here, and they will. They'll come away with victory again. They'll move their record to 13-2 as they head into playoffs. Grogan in the middle, she'll eat it and come back out wide to Abby Williams. Coach Hodgson has to be pleased with that result. 17-3, the Bulldogs come away with victory as they prepare for playoffs starting on Monday. They'll face the Souhegan Sabres. Congratulations to them and finishing up their regular season with a 13-2 record. We wish them the best as they head into the playoffs. Thanks for joining us here. Appreciate the BCTV crew. We'll join you the next time. Thanks again. Have a good evening.